Open up a tab, grab a seat, and pour a pint. It's time for the Beer Guys Radio Show.
You want free beer? Go to the brewery.
Dedicated to the art, science, and enjoyment of craft beer.
Yo, what's wrong with the beer we got?
Now, here are your hosts, Tim Dennis and Aaron Williams.
And it's a packed house today. Welcome to the Beer Guys Radio Show. We are radio for the local craft beer movement, broadcasting from our studios at AM 920 The Answer in lovely Buckhead, Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm Aaron Williams.
And I'm Tim Dennis, and this week we're talking beer and food pairing.
Heck yeah.
Aaron. So we've got some awesome, tasty treats in here from the Peach and the Porkchop in Roswell. We have Tom Moran joining us to talk about pairings. So we'll crack open some beers, we'll taste some of their entrees, and talk pairing.
I know. They've got sausages, salads, eggs.
Deviled
This
eggs,
is good stuff right here.
Cheesecake with a bunch of berries on top.
Absolutely. Tom, thanks so much for joining us, man. We appreciate it. Definitely. So, yeah. So, anyway, it's been a busy week for me. I don't know about you. We kind of did it crazy. It was 4th of July week. That's right. I completely forgot about 4th of July week.
Well, when you have a midweek holiday like that, your whole week schedule is just tossed sideways.
It's so weird because I had to work on Monday, and then I had Tuesday off, and then I come back to work on Wednesday, and all of a sudden, we're done with work for the week.
That's
so
it.
It messes you up.
Lucky you guys. I was working all day Tuesday.
Well, see, you're in the service industry, unfortunately.
That's right.
My wife had to work too, so there you go. But,
I was thinking that I don't think I've ever worked a major holiday in my life.
I've been,
even you hang out with me more.
Right?
Often
Yeah. Even in my younger days, working, I worked food service, I worked retail. I just happened to luck up and never had to do that.
Yeah, working in television radio when I was younger, it was everything.
Had to happen.
All the
right?
married people with kids got all the holidays off, and me when I was young and single and dumb would have to work.
Is that why you got
overnight.
married and had kids?
Yes.
Was that the main driver there?
I still had to work holidays even still. That's it. So 4th of July. Do you have any great plans? Did you drink any good beers during the week?
We did. So went out Monday. We did a few things. I went to the Nest in Kennesaw, one of our sponsors. They smoked whole gator up there.
Nice.
Whole gator and pig. So I had some barbecued gator and hog and beer. Went over to Burnt Hickory for their special open house. Drank that. A lot of nice sours on a lot of variants of their Berliner. I went to Set Beer Free Day last weekend at Reformation. Did that. Got together with Brian and a couple other friends on the 4th. We had some more barbecue. Brian and I unintentionally we did like Pork Week, right, Brian?
Yes, it was definitely like 4 or 5 days straight.
But it's much better than Shark Week, I can tell you that.
We said that. It's so we had like bratwurst one day, and it just so happened the week of barbecue. Not that that's a bad thing.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Opened some good beers there. Tried Scofflaw's Maniac.
Okay.
Hadn't tried that. That was really nice.
Real good.
Enjoyed that one. That's cracked it open, shared that one. We had Brian's wife made barbecue with a bottle of KBS.
Okay.
Man,
Okay.
Right.
That
It came
sounds
out really well.
It was really
sounds
good.
nice, yeah.
So, and I got to try some beers from Argentina.
Okay.
So that's a buddy of ours, Adam, brought over some that he got from Argentina. That Cape, what was it called?
Cape Horn.
Cape Horn Brewing. So tried a couple beers from them. So
Interesting.
yeah. So that was my week.
Very cool. Very cool. I actually celebrated Set Beer Free Day. Went to the Atlanta Blaze lacrosse game, and it was nice to see at Kennesaw State, was it Fifth Third Bank Stadium. They actually sell Reformation there, too. So not only do they have the AB InBev beers, is what they had last time I was there, but got a can of Atlas and celebrated Set Beer Free Day. How about that? So it was good. And they won, so that was a big thing.
There you go.
Yeah.
How's the crowds at those games?
Anyway, I had
moving right
along. We're going to go ahead and talk about what else I had. 4th of July, I shipped my friends, my son off to the grandparents in Maine. So I got to go to Hartsfield-Jackson Airport on the 4th of July, but then I came back, had some friends of mine from the neighborhood, came back with some bearded iris and some Southern Grist.
Me too.
Yeah,
I
so-
just opened up a few cans myself.
Yeah, I had the hidden gem, and he brought back a crowler of actually Southern Grist Hoppy Tims, which I haven't had before, but
I had,
both are fantastic.
Mixed Greens, number 10. It was canned on the 24th, actually, really fresh.
Yeah,
and then,
very cool.
I did the new Skyhopper and Red-Headed by Bearded Iris.
Very cool. Yeah, I mean, they'd make some fantastic beers,
Doing
especially if you like
wonderful
those IPAs that are, the New England hazy style. They're killing it up there, which is good. Also, too, I was able to hit Lincoln Fill Station on one of my days after work and got to try out the Good Word Max Lagers collaboration, which is their Bold Words IPA. It's kind of a Northeastern IPA that they've got as well. That was fantastic. I was really enjoying that, too.
Some good breweries
Good Word, the brewmaster of Good Word, he actually came from, was it 310 taverns he came from?
I'm not sure what the brewmaster is, but the two founders of Good Word are from the Brick Store.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. So
I'm thinking of Versette. That's what I'm thinking.
Versette,
of.
yes. So Versette was they're the owners there, and if you go to our Drink This Beer podcast, you can listen to our interview with Versette.
That's right. We talked to Versette when they came through the States here.
Incredible stuff.
Definitely.
Hey, speaking of incredible, let's check out Truck and Tap's beers of the week.
Crack open a cold one. It's the Truck and Tap Beer of the Week. Craft beer and food trucks in downtown Woodstock. Truckandtap.com.
There's a long list of
Are you
beers
ready
this week.
for this?
I think I might be. Yes.
So we have, courtesy of Orpheus Brewing, we've enjoyed Wandering Blues as our pregame beer. So thanks a lot to Jason for hooking us up with those. He said that their cans are going fast, so you better look quick if you want to get some. We also have some Creature Comforts Automatic, and thanks to them for sharing a can with us. We are looking forward to cracking into that. The official can release is today, actually. So they're releasing that at a few different places. Reformation Orin. We also have Gate City Amber on deck. Creature Comforts Bebo Pilsner, Jekyll Southern Juice, and we'll get into a little Wild Heaven Ode to Mercy there.
So many beers. It's almost like we do a beer show or something every week, and that's always good.
Somebody's got to just drudge through and get these things done.
Definitely. Well, speaking of some drudgery, we're going to check out this week's headlines.
What's in the news? The beer guys have the scoop.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Time for headlines. Sponsored by Your Pie Perimeter in the Perimeter Place Shopping Center across from Perimeter Mall.
Now, I have some very sad news to report. Just on Facebook the other day, our friend Jason Jones, he posted a picture of pumpkin beers already on shelves.
Okay. I saw your note and said, have you seen pumpkin beers yet? And I'm thinking to myself, I haven't. But it's time.
But it is unfortunate. It's the middle of July, people.
Yep. A little earlier, seasonal creep, Aaron.
Exactly.
Seasonal creep.
I don't even want to think about pumpkin beers until I'm just thinking about maybe putting a sweatshirt on. And for that, I've got about a week, and then I'm done. So, please.
That's it.
I'd give it a few days myself.
Yeah. Yes, I'm going to have to wait a few days for that happens.
I get one or two when it gets cold just because I think about it, and I'm like, oh, pumpkin beers. But I got to admit, they've lost their luster for me. So
yeah, I can have like maybe one or two during the season. But
our
I'm
time
done.
has passed.
Exactly.
Pumpkin beers.
Yes. So speaking of times passing or something like that, it's a little bit of a battle out there in the craft beer world. The Brewers Association has just recently come up with an independent craft label that their members can use, a little upside down bottle to kind of mark it's not a quote unquote big beer. It's part of the Independent Brewers Association. The Budweiser-owned beers are not happy about that.
They are not.
No.
They are not. And a hot topic there, Aaron. So, and some people some people in the craft beer community have commented on the independent craft label and that. But all the AB InBev brewers that used to be craft and sold out did a video talking about basically mocking this and really putting it down. Now, here's the issue I have with that. You want to sell your brewery? Rock on, man. Money talks.
Yes.
There's a lot of money involved. But we had the guy from Wicked Weed who his cell's like a month old talking about how we got to work together and do this and that and all that. And the video seemed very hypocritical to me.
A little bit
condescending.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yes. So pooey on you, Big Beer.
That's right.
I think it really just hurts the community because, the community is what started that brewery. All of the craft beer fans, the local people sharing the word.
Sure.
Loving the place, loving the fellow employees. That's what built it up.
Yeah.
You talk about Wicked Weed? Yeah, and they had Elysian in the video and I think 10 Barrel.
I'm still
a lot
good
of them.
friends with Andy. We text, every other week. So I still love the guy.
Yeah. Well, I don't think there's anything really against the opportunity of selling out if that's what you really want to do as an owner and a businessman, because at the end of the day, it is a business. But, I think to kind of poo-poo this idea is a little bit, like I said, hypocritical and condescending, because for me, it seems to me like it's one of those labels like an organic, certified organic or fair trade, one of those labels that you can use on your product to signify that, this is something that we're proud of and we want to kind of keep separate from other things.
Sure, absolutely. And there was a comment made, it's like, well, this should already be obvious through other means. No,
it's not.
Necessarily. A lot of people don't know who is and who isn't independent.
Yeah, the folks in our room know. I mean, but
the thing is that happens in the restaurant business every day with product and food product, and that's sort of one of the reasons why we're here.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, I mean, everyone in this who kind of listens to us and kind of beer nerds knows that Blue Point's not a craft beer, or 10 Barrels owned by AB InBev or somebody else. But talk to the general public, and they
They
don't
know
think
this.
that exactly.
Right.
They think Blue Moon is craft beer.
We need to take a break here. You listen to the Beer Guys Radio Show. We'll be back in just a minute to talk food and beer pairing with Tom Moran of Roswell's The Peach and the Porkchop.
If you're into craft beer, you need to check out Drink This Beer. It's a podcast from the creators of Beer Guys Radio. Tim Dennis and Aaron Williams talk to some of the best and most important brewers across the country and the world. So if you like to drink beer, pull up a chair and crack open the Drink This Beer podcast. Available on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts.
We are Reformation Brewery, celebrating the reformer in you. Locally crafted within the renowned Etowah watershed of Woodstock, Georgia, Reformation creates yeast-forward brews full of aroma and flavor crafted to last. Come see us in beautiful Woodstock, Georgia, for a tour and tasting of unique brews that you can't find anywhere else. Reformation Brewery, set beer free. ReformationBrewery.com.
Hey, it's Aaron from the Beer Guys Radio Show, and it is summer, and it is time to talk about barbecue. Yeah, the Nest in downtown Kennesaw is the destination for not only some amazing barbecue, but it's one of the best craft beer spots, OTP or ITP. And if you're hungry for some barbecue to go along with that craft beer, you know you need to be at the Nest. Summertime, like I said, it is here. Celebrate the season with friends and family while sipping on a Georgia-made beer on their 2,000-square-foot patio. Try some brews from some of your favorite breweries like Creature Comforts, Jekyll, Omaha, Red Brick, Reformation, Dry County, so much more. Go check it out. They've got awesome barbecue. 59 taps pouring the best craft beer from Georgia and around the world. Coffee and wine, too, for those who like that kind of stuff. What else do you want? It's the Nest in historic downtown Kennesaw on Cherokee Street Northwest. Check out their current beer list and menu at thenestkennesaw.com and let them know the Beer Guys sent you.
Follow the Beer Guys on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Now, back to the Beer Guys Radio Show.
Shake it back! Woo!
And welcome back to the Beer Guys Radio Show. BeerGuysRadio.com is our website, and of course, we're on the socials as well. We're talking this week to Tom Moran. He is at the Peach and Porkchop in Roswell, and he is awesome because he not only brought beer, which I love,
right,
but there's food over there too.
There's a big tray of sausages, sliced sausages, and a nice salad, deviled eggs.
You know, a way to a man's heart, Tom.
Blueberries,
exactly.
beer and food.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent. Yeah,
sausage, baby, sausage.
That's it. It's all about the sausage.
All about this. It's getting weird, man.
Wait a minute. Now it's getting weird. Exactly.
So, Tom, thanks for joining us and bringing your sausage to share today.
I got a few different types for you.
We appreciate that,
just
man.
to let you know, all of this is flown in from Pittsburgh. As I said,
the Pittsburgh plate is
Pittsburgh
legit.
plate is the Pittsburgh plate. There is
so all you Yinzers out there who can go watch, get the Pittsburgh plate and watch the Steelers and get some French fries on top of your sandwich or something. That's all I know.
That's it. Permane Brothers.
Is that
it?
Yeah, that's it.
Well, Tom, I tell you what. Let's start with what could be an easy question or a long one. Knowing you, Tom, this could go. We could take the whole show on this question.
I put a lot of thought into it. Sometimes.
What's your craft beer story, man? How'd you get involved with craft beer?
I grew up in fine dining. Learning about wines, watching crazy labels, before Terrapin sold out. That was my favorite. Watching the turtle do different things, watching the artwork, and then I started tasting. And one of the things I witnessed was a guy I used to work with. He would bring beer in for the customers and share it with them, his own beer, special beer, and then he started letting me taste that beer. And I was like, wow, this is nothing like Bud Light, Miller Lite, what I'm chugging. So at a very young age, I started chasing it. New beers, new flavors, new styles, and I enjoyed every bit of it.
Yeah, and it's funny because there's so much out there, and we always say this too. Of course, beer at its core is water, malt, yeast, and
hops.
And hops, and that's it.
Yep.
But within that group, there's 8 gajillion ways to do it, and so there's always something new coming out, and there's always something interesting.
So many different flavor profiles.
Yeah, it's great.
It's hard to get into.
Definitely.
So, Tom, you're here from the Peach and the Porkchop,
yes,
so
sir.
you're lucky that passion you're able to take it into your job as well.
I got the opportunity to just really indulge myself in what I love and just sort of run with it, and it's been really working out.
That's great.
I visited you guys not long ago.
Yes,
got to try it out.
Did.
Some mac and cheese, which is some of the best I've ever had.
I saw that smile come on
your
face.
The chicken sandwich, that was fantastic. Everything was really good. But tell us, you kind of told me the story of Peach and the Pork Chop. What's Peach and the Pork Chop all about?
Slightly north of south. You got the northern owner and his wife is from the south. They came together. They made an incredible concept, and it's basically just circled around farm-to-table food. And when I mean farm-to-table, I'm not talking about just people we don't know. The people that we deal with and we get our products from, we know on a name-to-name basis. We know we have their numbers, we know their family, we dialogue with them every week, and so it's sort of like a different taste when you go in and you know who you're getting the product from and where it's actually coming from, not just out of the back of a truck.
Yeah.
That you don't know the delivery driver's name. So,
and you've got seasonality to it too, so you have to change that menu up, and your chef, of course, has to kind of come up with new ingredients depending on the season and all that too.
Then there's the specials. Almost every night of the week, we're doing incredible specials.
Yeah,
so.
That sounds like a plan. Now, see, Tim was smart here. He scheduled the meeting at the Peach and the Pork Chop when I had another meeting over at Wild Heaven, so I wasn't able to get over there.
That's it. We had to multitask.
We had to multitask, exactly.
We had to cover it all.
I enjoyed Wild Heaven. It was great, but yeah, I mean, he was texting back pictures, and I'm like, really? Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's
While they were hanging out at Wild Heaven, drinking beer and talking and that. So,
well, there
exactly.
you go. See, you spoiled it for him.
He didn't have it as bad as he's making it sound.
No, it's not. I guess I'm all right.
But Tom, we're here today to talk about pairing food and beer.
You've
got some of your food.
Off.
You got so. Basic question. So, just if you're jumping into this and you've never thought about pairing food and beer, other than grabbing a warm can of last night's beer and a cold slice of last night's pizza. If you've never gone any further than that, where's a good place to start as you think about pairing food and beer?
The taste it leaves on your mouth after you drink it, after you swallow it, the mouthfeel, I think that has a lot to do with it. After you take your first sip, and it's almost like wine in a way, where after you take that first sip, it's sort of, the acidity carries through, and it leaves that flavor. Is it a tart flavor, a sour flavor? Is it bitter? Is it fruity? Is it sweet? And then you take that, and then you're gonna compare it right to the food. You're gonna take that first bite, whether it's bratwurst from Germany, or a fresh locally sourced salad with candied pecans and bacon on top, or a creamy, delicious cheesecake. It's the same thing. But where I would like to start, I guess, is that mouthfeel, how it's going to make you. If it's too dark, if it's too much, overbearing, I want to say, it's sort of going to like throw you off from that lighter food with the lighter notes. And what I mean by that is, say if you're eating fresh zucchini that's been roasted, you don't want to drink a barrel-aged coffee stout with.
Maybe you don't want to.
Yeah, exactly. So. Speak for yourself.
That's what I started with. Right. About it's all about what you like. It's all about your palate. I can't tell you what to drink, with your filet mignon, and I can't tell you to drink with your spinach. I can recommend something to you based on what I know and what I like. But as I said again, starting with the Pittsburgh plate. We're going to have that German bratwurst, the Polish kielbasa, andouille. It's sort of like a French Cajun sausage, a lot of spice, peppery notes. So something I paired that with is the Gate City Amber. Mm-hmm. It is amber. A lot of ambers sort of tend to be too malty, too overbearing. This one is nice and light. It's crisp. You're going to get some hints of caramel, toffee, light roasted malts. It's really nice. So
to kind of take a step back with that, even though your palate is kind of going to be your own personal preference on that, there are some guidelines that say this body would pair with this type of food, or compare versus contrast, or whether you're sour or are you hoppy or sour in that. So what are some good guidelines, like if someone likes a sour beer?
Yeah.
What kind of flavors are going to pair with those sour notes?
I would do citrus. Just depending on how tart or funky or just the real backbone of that sour. I would pair it with something maybe lighter, and citrus forward. And again, we could do a nice citrus vinaigrette. We could do even a lot of people want to switch it up. You could do a citrus ice cream. Just get that nice creaminess in your mouth, and then finish it with something that's different, a lot different. So, it's compare and contrast. I would leave it. I would definitely leave it on the table, though. Definitely.
Well, that sounds good. Also, too. So I'm looking at these sausages here. I'm looking at the Gate City Copperhead, and my glass is empty. It's very sad. Let's go ahead and try this and see how it goes. Actually, so like you said, this is a Gate City Copperhead Amber Ale. Nice kind of light maltiness to it, and it's a good entry level beer. I always found out as well. It's not too hoppy. It's not too bitter. And I'm a big IPA guy. I'm a huge hop head.
And that's the goal for us. Is to sort of like introduce people into craft beer and some of those heavier IPAs. Yeah, and one thing I've also noticed too is that when you pair that with food, that IPA, the big hoppiness is going to overpower the food in itself. And that's the one thing that I've really learned over the months and years is that I can't necessarily have my favorite quote unquote drinking beer with that where I have to use something a little bit kind of with a little bit less backbone on it, like an amber. So the food definitely pairs well with it. So as people open the beers, popping the bottles, caps, popping cans, popping cans, yes. We're good to go. Exactly. You got one? So, yeah. Not yet. We're working on it. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break here on the Beer Guys Radio Show. We're going to have some more from Peach and the Porkchop. We're going to try some Pittsburgh plates, which includes sausage. And we got some more beer and food pairings with Tom Moran from the Peach and the Porkchop in Roswell. BeerGuysRadio.com. We'll be back right after this.
This is Glenn Golden from Jailhouse Brewing Company. You're listening to the Beer Guys Radio Show.
The Beer Guys are back right after this.
Here at the Beer Guys Radio Show, we love to bring you the stories behind the craft beer that you love. And we'd be grateful if you took the time to check out our Patreon site. It's at patreon.com/beerguys. If you choose to become one of our donors, you'll get some awesome swag, including t-shirts, glasses, and some stickers, too. Thanks again for listening to the Beer Guys Radio Show. We are really happy that you have enjoyed this show. And please subscribe, tell a friend, and head to patreon.com/beerguys. Cheers.
Have you ever thought about owning your own brewery, but don't know what it takes to get one built? We're CRL Contracting, and we build breweries. We are the most experienced contractors in the state of Georgia when it comes to building new breweries and tap rooms, or expanding current breweries. If you've been to Orpheus, Second Self, or Scofflaw, then you know what kind of work we can do. Just give us a call at 678-546-3382 or visit crlcontracting.com for more information. CRL Contracting. We build breweries. crlcontracting.com.
If you're into craft beer, you need to check out Drink This Beer. It's a podcast from the creators of Beer Guys Radio. Tim Dennis and Aaron Williams talk to some of the best and most important brewers across the country and the world. So if you like to drink beer, pull up a chair and crack open the Drink This Beer podcast, available on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts.
It's Aaron and Tim, the Beer Guys. If you're like us, no lunch or dinner is complete without a pint or two of craft beer.
Which is why Truck and Tap in downtown Woodstock is always on our list. Tim, why do they call it Truck and Tap?
Well, the tap part is easy. They have 12 of them. Bottles, too. Not sure what to drink? All of their beer servers are Cicerone certified. And if you got someone who isn't a beer fan, not to worry. Truck and Tap carries wine, mixed drinks, and even handcrafted sodas.
As for the truck part, well, that's when it gets interesting. Truck and Tap features your favorite Atlanta area food trucks daily. That way, you're getting a different menu every day.
Check it out. Truck and Tap in downtown Woodstock. Truckandtap.com. Let them know that the Beer Guys sent you.
Ahoy there, mateys! Hunting whales? We've got you covered with Tim's Whale of the Week.
A couple of whales out there this week.
We got a couple. You know what, Aaron? Something I need to do for our Whale of the Week.
Okay.
I need to get more Alabama love in here.
You do.
And I'll be honest, I'm much more connected with Georgia. I watch Alabama, but I don't always know what's super hot there.
That's true.
If anybody in Alabama listening wants to let us know what your hot beer is each week, we'd love to start sharing more whales in Alabama.
Absolutely. Even
we
better.
share them when we find them.
We do.
So, yeah. Yes. But I got Georgia beers.
Yeah, you do, and they're good ones.
Georgia beers, so automatic for the people. Aaron.
That's
so
a good
cans
one.
Released today. Get those while you can. One that folks always look forward to.
Yeah, Creature Comforts is always
so
hot.
That's coming out.
Yep.
I saw one that Jason mentioned in some online chat, or I think it was on Instagram, Orpheus Silent Haze.
Okay.
So one they're going to have in the tasting room. And Jason had said, a lot of people, he wasn't going to touch the Northeast IPA because so many people were doing it.
Yeah.
But he didn't see as many on a regular basis here in Georgia.
Okay.
So he did one.
Yeah.
So this is their Northeast IPA. He said it's on the drier side, like Trillium-ish.
Okay.
So that's going to be there at Orpheus. Get it while you can.
I was going to say, if it's going to be like Trillium, then I'm going to have to head over.
Get on
like
that, right?
Oh, exactly.
like
and check that out.
Start the line. 12-hour lines at Orpheus.
Exactly. Just kind of hang out and just say, hey, Jason, what's going on? That's it the whole time. Anyway, we're back pairing food and beer with Tom Moran from Peach and the Porkchop in Roswell, Georgia. You may have noticed us our lip smacking a little bit more because during the break we had to eat some sausage and pair it with some beer. So Gate City Amber, right up the road from where you guys are, and we also paired it with some good sausages from Pittsburgh there.
Sausages.
Imported from Pittsburgh.
That's
All right,
right.
Tom. So you told me when we were on just Facebook when we were on the break there. Tell me about the sausages because we've got 3 sausages from Pittsburgh that we've got our Gate City Copperhead here that we're pairing with. Correct?
We do German bratwurst. We have Polish kielbasa, and we have a nice Cajun andouille sausage, which is of course going to have a lot more spice, backbone, and kick. So it might leave you with a little bit of heat in the back of your throat, which is okay.
No, it's good. That's it. I used to live in Louisiana, so I love me a good andouille sausage every once in a while. So yeah, that's delicious. So now, when you have a menu item, do you basically look to try and find a beer that you're going to pair with it? Do you kind of have an idea and then sample a bunch of them to see what's going to work best with it?
Absolutely. Well, just starting with this, you have the Kick and Mustard, Maxwell Farms, locally sourced as well. So you sort of have that sweet, spicy mustard. Of course, you got the nice mustard grain in there. So then when you're going to transition from your bratwurst to your kielbasa, back to your andouille, I really like this amber because it sort of cleanses your palate. It's not a big, full-bodied amber. And it does leave a lot of flavor on the back end, but sort of gives you a nice finish.
Yeah, for me, it cuts the fat a little bit too, and it cleans it up. Exactly. Yeah, it really does a nice job with that one.
Really
so excellent. Well, cool. Well, let's go ahead. We're just spending so much time eating food and pairing beer.
Around our mouths.
The day or the show is getting long. So let's go ahead and go with our second one. I'm seeing a Bibo Pilsner that's right out there. So why don't you go ahead and tell us about this one?
All right, let's do it. Of course, Bibo. Who doesn't know? And if you don't, let me tell you, it's 94, I believe, on Beer Advocate. Moved to number 5 Pilsner in the world. So I moved off Miller Lite and put on Bibo, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Good call.
I just want to just support local craft breweries and creature comforts. Who doesn't love them? So,
no. And a Pilsner is a nice classic beer, and it's funny because when you talk to brewers, of course, we as beer nerds always like to chase some crazy, barrel-aged stuff. But a lot of the brewers all the time, they're drinking a Pilsner. They're drinking something light and something easy.
The Pilsner helps me chase the craft beer because of course, if you keep it on for a few months, they start throwing you those specialty things.
Oh, there you go.
Circulating Infinity, the stuff that you want to chase.
Yeah.
So those beers, those hard-to-find ones that everyone wants.
But Pilsners, though, generally are very clean beers, of course, for folks who don't know. Pilsner is the style that you grew up with. It's the Bud Miller Coors. But this is kicked up,
They weren't cool
flavor
with craft people.
No, they weren't.
Recently,
No.
but they are starting to become more cool, more accepted. So more good craft breweries are doing nice Pilsners. So
yeah, it's good drinking beers. And from what I've been told too is that it's a sign of a really good brewer because you can't hide anything with a Pilsner.
Right.
It's so clean, it's so easy drinking. If you make a mistake, it's obvious. So it's a good one to have and a good one to kind of show off your skills with.
Right.
So
now, what are we going to pair with Bibo?
Something I always recommend to people, our locally sourced deviled eggs.
Okay.
We're going to do a sweet tea reduction, lemon paprika emulsion. So with this nice light Pilsner, as I taste it, the yeast is really nice. It's not overpowering. It's a very light Pilsner yeast that they used. I'm just enjoying it. Light floral notes. And again, it does sort of clean you up. So when you have that sort of the sweetness from the sweet tea, and then you get that sort of the funk from the egg, and then a little bit of that spice from the paprika, and then the acidity from the lemon, of course, with a little bit of citrus. It really plays nice with the floral notes of this Pilsner.
Yeah.
It of course, and that's everyone's opinion is different, but in my opinion, this is a perfect match.
No, I think it's fantastic. It really is phenomenal because it just cleans your palate up and it makes it just like nice and clean on that. And it's funny because, you think of beer just drinking it on the regular day without pairing it with food. But when you do pair it with food, it can be a completely different experience.
And especially with something like this, where, you can't just go to a place and get lemon paprika emulsions or sweet tea reductions. Sure. You want to notice those flavors. So you don't want to drink like a bitter, harsh IPA maybe with something like this because it's too overpowering.
Yeah. It's definitely too much. So that's fantastic. What did you think about it?
I think it's good.
I love deviled eggs.
Perfect timing, right as I take
a
bite there.
I did that, but
you keep talking. Okay. I'm eating.
I love me some deviled eggs. That's one of my favorite things to eat. So I think you guys pulled that off really, really well. It was fantastic.
And now that deviled egg filling, there's going to be a little bit of lemon juice, paprika, fresh local cream, and then they're going to do some raw horseradish in there. So you might get a little bit of spice in there too, which plays well.
Definitely.
So this would be a good way if you wanted to start out. You want to start your meal, you're like, let's start with something a little lighter. Deviled eggs, Bibo Pilsner, good way to start things off, right?
Can't go wrong.
Yeah, absolutely not. So that's cool. So of course we're here with Tom Moran. He is with the Peach and the Porkchop in Roswell, Georgia. We're drinking a Bibo Pilsner, and now your trusted assistant there behind you has pulled out some Jekyll Southern juice.
He brought the juice.
The juice is now loose.
He's always got me.
So that's our next pairing with, again, a good Jekyll Southern juice from Alpharetta. Why don't you tell us about what we're going to be eating and drinking with this one?
Alrighty, Jekyll. In my opinion, it's going to be a nice citrus-forward IPA, very well balanced, not over malty. And it's affordable. It's something that you could pick up at your local liquor store for a great price. And Jekyll's local as well. Not as close as Gate City, but right down the street as well.
That's OTP. Yeah. It's pretty close, yeah.
Just in the neighborhood.
The one thing I like about this one, really, about Southern Juice, is that it's got a little bit of that Northeast IPA, but it also kind of has the West Coast. So it's a little blend of the both, and it tones it out. Yeah, it's not overly juicy, but it's not overly bittery and hoppy.
And to me, that's a daily drinking IPA.
I think they did a really nice job with this one. So, yeah.
Now, your pairing for this one may be a little hard for us to pass around and share on napkins, right?
You have to do this during the break, but yes.
So you've got a very nice-looking spinach salad over there that you're pairing with this IPA, right?
Absolutely.
Tell us about why we want to have some Southern juice with your spinach salad.
All righty. Well, there's a few key notes, and there's a few specialty items in this spinach salad. Not only is the spinach right down the street, but we're going to have some nice candied pecans and candied bacon as well, red onion. So you're going to get that a little bit of onion that sort of resonates, hangs out in the background.
Sure.
Fresh egg, of course, the tomato vinaigrette. And that's what I really like, the tomato vinaigrette with the bacon, the nuts, the red onion. When I drink that IPA, citrus, a little bit of malt, slightly bitter, it really
brings it through.
It does magic for me.
Sure. I like magic.
Magic
is
Bring
good.
me some magic and beer.
Exactly. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break now. We're going to enjoy the spinach salad during the break because it could get messy if we don't do that. Coming back, though, with Peach and the Porkchop, Tom Moran, Beer Guys Radio, beerguysradio.com. We'll be back right after this.
Hi, this is Bob Sandage, owner of the Wrecking Bar Brew Pub. You're listening to the Beer Guys Radio Show.
The Beer Guys are back right after this.
Andrew and Lisa with Your Pie Perimeter here. We'd like to invite you to our store for beer.
Is there anything better than pizza?
Yep. Brick oven pizza that's made fresh and paired with a cold craft beer.
That's what you get at Your Pie Perimeter, located in the Perimeter Place Shopping Center by Perimeter Mall.
It's the perfect place to relax on the patio with a pint after work or bring the family in.
Andrew and Lisa, I'm going to let you finish, but first, you forgot to mention the $3 craft beer specials you have every Thursday. I mean, come on, the pizza's great, but that's an amazing deal. $3 craft beer specials every Thursday. Now, go ahead and finish your commercial.
Follow Your Pie Perimeter on Facebook for all of our beer events and specials.
That's Your Pie Perimeter, located in Perimeter Place Shopping Center next to Chipotle.
We are Reformation Brewery, celebrating the reformer in you. Locally crafted within the renowned Etowah watershed of Woodstock, Georgia, Reformation creates yeast-forward brews full of aroma and flavor crafted to last. Come see us in beautiful Woodstock, Georgia for a tour and tasting of unique brews that you can't find anywhere else. Reformation Brewery. Set beer free. ReformationBrewery.com.
It's Aaron and Tim, the beer guys. If you're like us, no lunch or dinner is complete without a pint or two of craft beer.
Which is why Truck and Tap in downtown Woodstock is always on our list. Tim, why do they call it Truck and Tap?
Well, the tap part is easy. They have 12 of them. Bottles, too. Not sure what to drink? All of their beer servers are Cicerone certified. And if you got someone who isn't a beer fan, not to worry. Truck and Tap carries wine, mixed drinks, and even handcrafted sodas.
As for the truck part, well, that's when it gets interesting. Truck and Tap features your favorite Atlanta area food trucks daily. That way, you're getting a different menu every day.
Check it out. Truck and Tap in downtown Woodstock. Truckandtap.com. Let them know that the beer guys sent you.
Hey, it is Aaron with the Beer Guys, and we are talking craft beer from the Stout Brothers Smyrna Beer Market. If you are getting together with the crew this weekend, you need to skip the grocery store, head to the Stout Brothers Smyrna Beer Market to pick up growlers, or yes, they've got crowlers too, of the craft beer you love. It is a great place to spend the summertime with craft beer, barbecue fixin', fresh local meats and cheeses, all of that great stuff. They make hanging out with the friends on weekends easy. Make sure to grab some local beers from Creature Comforts, Omaha, Southern, Arches, Monday Night, Sweetwater, all of the great Georgia breweries that we have. Of course, it's beer drinking season, but it's also grilling season. And the Stout Brothers Smyrna Beer Market has you covered with all things Big Green Egg. They've got grills of all sizes and all the accessories. Seriously, they've got everything you need for a great barbecue. It is quite simple. If you like craft beer, you have to visit the Stout Brothers Smyrna Beer Market. It's in the Smyrna Market Village, and check out thestoutbrothers.com for the tap list. That's thestoutbrothers.com, and let them know the Beer Guy sent you.
Follow the Beer Guys on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Now, back to the Beer Guys radio show.
Well, I was told that I could listen to the radio at a reasonable volume.
And welcome back to the Beer Guys Radio Show. Follow us on all the socials, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Beer Guys Radio. We are in the AM 920 The Answer Studios in Buckhead, Atlanta, and we're talking to Tom Moran of Roswell, Georgia's The Peach and the Porkchop about pairing our food and beer.
Yes. It's been a great show for us because it's been absolutely delicious.
It's good times.
Yeah, we were able to sample
We've been snacking.
The spinach salad between the breaks because eating it during the show would not be
wouldn't work.
No, that really wouldn't work. But we paired it with the Southern juice, like we said before, from Jekyll.
Yes.
It's really nice. You know, you've got the tomato vinaigrette and the goat cheese. And like I said, I mean, it really cuts it. It's a different taste before drinking it. And then maybe tasting the spinach salad and after drinking it, it is a different taste.
You know what's even better than having that spinach salad on the break?
What's that?
It's time for cheesecake.
Oh, well, there you go.
That's it. So, Tom, your last pairing for us for today is cheesecake and Wild Heaven's Ode to Mercy.
Alrighty, that cheesecake is my favorite. As I said, I've been with Peach and the Porkchop for about 2.5 years, and ever since I tried that cheesecake, it's so creamy, delectable.
See, Tim just wants the whole cheesecake.
He wants it. He's like, give it to me.
Exactly. I don't blame him. That's good stuff.
Alrighty. So it is a pecan caramel cheesecake. So it's sort of like your classic New York style cheesecake mixed with a southern pecan pie.
With some graham cracker topping, it looks like, too?
Yeah, we're going to do a little bit of graham cracker.
Okay. I like that.
Yes. Fresh blueberry, strawberry, all from the local market. It's delicious. It leaves you speechless.
It looks fantastic. I may be able to get some from Tim later on. But
well, I got to get a picture.
I know you do. You got to Snapchat that sucker.
That's it.
All
right.
That's right.
No, I'm actually going to share this. I'm going to get one little piece and I'm going to send it back around there. So there we go.
So now you've got Ode to Mercy, which is their nitro coffee brown ale from Wild Heaven. Of course, coffee, classic after dinner dessert type of drink. What makes this one special for this kind of pairing?
Give me that beer, Tom.
Well, first of all, there's not too many Imperial Coffee brown ales that are nitroed cans in the state of Georgia.
Yep.
Might be the only one, to my knowledge. It's creamy.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get notes of hazelnut, coffee, little chocolate, and then, of course, that roasted malt as well.
Yeah, and you get a lot of that. Again, that nitro kind of really smooths things out. It kind of makes it a nice, easy, smooth, lovely drinking beer.
You get the lactose and that fresh local cream of the cheesecake. It just pairs so well. You want another bite. You want another sip. You want another bite. You want another sip.
That's perfect.
So for me, it's it's sort of like that coffee hazelnut when you get that caramel creaminess of pecans. It just makes you.
It just works.
It smiles. Put you on a smile.
You got a smile on your face already.
I'm happy,
exactly.
man. I'm happy.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
How do you feel about that, Tim?
While you guys were chatting here, I was
quiet.
checking it out, man.
He hasn't said
he's smart.
anything.
I was checking it out. So,
doing?
a nitro brown ale is perfect for this kind of dessert. This you have the coffee notes in this, the malt, roasted malts coffee. just perfect pairing for something like this cheesecake.
Okay.
So, at least for me, like you said, it's your personal palate and all this. This works for me very nicely.
Let me tell you something. There is a science to it. Alpha and omega acids, same thing when you're combining hops, mixing them with yeast and your malts. It's the same thing with your tongue, what you're going to taste and what someone else is going to taste. There is a science to it, but at the end of the day, it's all a matter of what you think, what the customer thinks. And my whole job is to just serve the customer, make them happy, and put that smile on their face. And for me, this is the perfect combo.
I can see why you were smiling beforehand.
Right?
That's fantastic. That's really good.
Nice.
That's
really nice.
They did a really nice job with that. And the pairing again is nice, yeah.
Something to mention here, we've got local beers for all of these pairings. So,
and these are all at Peach. Any day of the week you want to come, feel free.
A few years ago we wouldn't have been able to do this
in
Georgia.
Yeah.
The beer scene here has grown. We have excellent food choices, beer choices, and really any kind of beer you want to pair with something or just to drink, you can probably find it from a Georgia or Alabama brewery.
Yeah, or it's going to come soon enough because we're starting to get these different types of beers. The sours are starting to come into style. I mean, just everything is really starting to grow here in the Georgia and Alabama, the southeastern beer scene. You okay? All right, just making sure. All right, just making sure.
Make it.
Good. And it's just again really an awesome thing to have, and so we appreciate you coming on and being part of the Georgia beer scene. Absolutely. Tom Moran, Patient the Porkchop. Again, this is awesome. Guys. This has been a lot of fun.
And, just remember to come out and see us, North Roswell, right off Crabapple. We do some amazing things. We've been on Food Network, Atlanta Eats, and we're here all day and every day.
Very cool. And if
folks
want to get in touch with you, what should they do? Facebook, Twitter, all that kind of stuff?
I'm Tommy Brewski, Instagram.
Gotcha.
Tom Moran, Facebook, Tom at Peach and the Porkchop. If you want to send me an email, inventory list, or just invite me out.
There you
anytime.
go.
And Peach and the Porkchop, they on all the social medias if people want to see events and such that are going on there?
Yes, sir. Please check us out.
Okay. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter?
All of it.
All those? Okay.
Twitter, not so much.
Friends,
you guys seem pretty active on Facebook, though, right?
Yeah. We are Facebook every day. Instagram's like a once a week, every other week. But we really reach out to the public. If you guys want to leave a note, comment, we'd love to get back to you.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
Tom Moran, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Let's check out this week's Hot List.
Time for the Hot List. The beer guys have the scoop on what's going on next week. Brought to you by CRL Contracting. We build breweries. CRLcontracting.com.
That's hot.
So lots of events. It's the week after 4th of July, and folks are swinging into the middle of summer already. And in Alabama, if you are interested in a double hoop class, I had no idea what this was until I had to look it up.
I didn't. You know what? I saw that, and I'm like, I'm going to wait and let Aaron tell me what that is.
It's like almost like a gymnastics thing, when you've got two hoops and you're circling it around and moving it, and it would be completely embarrassing for me to do. It would be horrible. But if you're a beginner like myself, on Monday at Avondale Brewing in Birmingham, they're going to have a beginner double hoop class.
Okay.
Now you're a skate rat back in the day?
Back in the day.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I was not, but Tuesday at Old Town Beer Exchange in Huntsville, they're having a locals skateboard company. They're having a launch event there, so get your decks and your rails, and I just see I'm terrible. I can't even do that.
Trucks
and
rails,
taps
your deck.
and stumping.
Gotta have good Swiss bearings.
See, there you go. So you can talk the lingo better than I can. I'm terrible. Also here, this is more my style. On Thursday, Rocket Republic, friends who were on the show here a couple of months ago, they're having a Harry Potter wand making class.
Nerd. I mean,
hey, what? Where's my wand? I need to cast a spell on you. Exactly. So there's that. And also, too, here, again, this is something right up my alley on Friday. GCW, I'm not sure what GC mean, but it's wrestling. It's the Birmingham Brawl at the Hot Tag at Birmingham, sponsored by Good People as well. So enjoy some wrestling.
That's wrestling at a brewery?
It's still real to me, exactly.
That's right.
There you
Is
go.
it brewers wrestling or just general
that
wrestlers?
I would pay for.
Yeah.
There'd be a lot of hair pulling and just a lot of plaid shirts ripping, and it may not be pretty, but that would be interesting.
Beards and plaid everywhere.
And just, it would just not be good. Yeah. Yes, definitely. So what you got in Georgia?
Georgia, all kinds of good stuff, because, it is drinking season, Aaron.
It's all,
yes,
absolutely.
American beer is great, so there's a lot of great events going on to celebrate that. So tomorrow we have Sunday Fun Day at Your Pie Perimeter. Start or end your week, depending on how you look at it.
There you go.
On a right note there. On Monday, we have Summit University at Cumming. Learn about beer there. So cool event they do. On Tuesday, Summit University at the Snellville location. On Wednesday, Girls Pint Out. Georgia chapter is having a beer dinner at Wrecking Bar Brew Pub. We have Team Trivia at Your Pie Perimeter and Well-Crafted Comedy at Gate City in Roswell.
There you
go. Check it out. So a lot more breweries are starting to do the brewery and comedy tour, and $12 you get beer and a comedy show in that.
Exactly. And then you get drunk, and then if the comedy show's terrible, you don't care.
You don't care.
That's
or it's funnier. Everybody wins.
That's also
man.
true. There
Everybody
you go.
wins.
That's right.
On Thursday, our buddy L. Sharpton is going to be hanging out at Urban Tree for the Das Hops celebration. So Das Hops is their hop cider that's won awards at a couple cider competitions. So they're just going to do a little party to celebrate winning some medals with their cider there. So Bell's Pint Night at Your Pie Perimeter, where they have featured pints for only $3.14, and more comedy with 7 Minutes in Wild Heaven at Wild Heaven Beer. Friday, we've got Downtown Noonan Summer Beer Crawl with some Wild Leap beers. And next Saturday, Red Hair's 6th annual Luau and Pig Roast.
That's right up my alley. That's
so how
good
about
stuff.
that?
Absolutely. For our full events, check out our calendar at beerguysradio.com. And now it is time for our giveaway. Tim, who do we got this week?
Our winner this week is Tiffany Peterson.
Nice.
So, Tiffany, thank you so much for subscribing to This Week in Georgia Beer. If you don't subscribe to This Week in Georgia Beer, you should.
You definitely should, and it's super easy.
And Tiffany, please send us an email to beerguys@beerguysradio.com, and we'll get you a very cool swag pack out. So
definitely.
Aaron, if people want to get their name in the hat, how should they do that?
Just visit beerguysradio.com, sign up for This Week in Georgia Beer. You'll get a weekly newsletter with all the happenings in Georgia Beer, and you'll also be entered to win our weekly swag pack, just like Tiffany did. And so that's good. So, Tim, we're going to go ahead and eat some more. But coming up next week, we're going to be talking to Birmingham's Avondale Brewery. Got some clean beer. They got some sour beer. They've got some distilleries action going on. It's very cool. He's going to join us in the studio next week. So that should be a lot of fun. In the meantime, check us out on beerguysradio.com and on the socials. But don't forget to drink local. We'll see you next week. Cheers.
Thanks for listening to the Beer Guys Radio Show. We're on demand via iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts. Always online at beerguysradio.com. Aaron and Tim are back next week with more about the amazing world of craft beer. Cheers. The Beer Guys Radio Show on the Beer Guys Radio Network. beerguysradio.com.